Hi guys, and welcome back. So I've been away for quite a while and not on remand, as someone did comment. I wish I was actually. Might have to go on remand shortly, but no, it's joking aside, it's just with work and I needed to get away for a week, so I've had a week away. As you can see, fake tan. So yeah, where we at? So this is basically like this is where we left the last video. So we had the panel fitted, lower panel fitted, cutouts for the wiring and everything, and we needed to start scribing the units in. So yeah, we need to do that. So the unit is here. I tilted it over slightly just to give me more room. We did have two mistakes. It wouldn't be a video without a mistake, would it? But we did have two mistakes. So before I went away, I did video getting this one fitted, and I don't know what's happened to the video. It just won't load, it won't play, won't do anything. So we are back again. But what I did do, I did cheat. So I did keep something from you on that previous video, and I'll explain on this one. So I have scribed units in before. I've basically made wall panels and scribed units in. When I came to do this one, I could not for the life of me remember how I did it. So because I've got cardboard, so I basically made a cardboard template and transferred the cardboard template onto the unit, and it just didn't feel right. So I turned the camera off because I thought I am warts and all on the video. So basically, if something goes wrong, I will tell you. If something goes wrong, I will show you. I didn't want to me, that's a big F up, that one. That one's like the mother of all. I know I have got a full sheet of material. So basically, whatever goes wrong with this one, I can make a new panel. It's not a problem. It's just to do it to the whole wide web. It's like, no, I'm not that brave. I'm not. So yeah, because I just wasn't feeling confident with it. So we turned the video off, and I made a cardboard template, which I was positive that's what I did. And I made the cardboard template, transferred it to the edge of the unit. What I will do, I will put a photo in, or I'll put two photos in. When the units were made, because I didn't want to leave the van for X amount of time to get them scribed in, and because I didn't know what I was doing, they were made with square backs. So I just said to him, make them with square backs, I'll scribe them in, it's not an issue. So I'll show you, I'll put, like say, there's two photos basically showing what the units were like. So then I have to then scribe them in to fit around this, which is not an issue. If you've got a jigsaw and you've got a pencil and a tape measure, it's not an issue. It's just an issue when you cannot for the life of you remember how you used to do it. So I transferred everything over, and the best way to do it, if you're going to do it yourself, is as soon as I finished, I remembered how I used to do it, and I remembered why I keep all the scrap bits of ply, i.e. the old ply the old ply floor from the van, the old ply lining from the van. That's how you do it, or that's how I was taught how to do it. Make a template, scribe in a scrap piece of ply. So you scribe that into the side of the van exactly how you want it. Once you've got that trim to fit exactly, then transfer that onto your piece. Don't do what I did. Luckily enough, it did work out. I'll show you guys in a minute, but it did work out. It was a case of cut it a little bit shy of the line, try it, cut a little bit more, try it, cut a little bit more. But yeah, the best way is, and I couldn't believe it, it was like as soon as I fitted the panel, I then looked to one side, saw all the scrap bits of ply that I've been keeping, and just went, that's how I've done it. So yeah, if you're going to do it and you've got some scrap material, doesn't matter whether it's ply, doesn't matter whether it's MDF, hardboard, anything, use that. Make a template out of that. Cardboard's good, but the problem with cardboard is the edges move slightly, don't they? So when you push it into the side of the van, the cardboard can bend slightly. So yeah, don't do what I did. So this is the part of the video, it's like, watch what I do, don't do what I do. So yeah, we've got it scribed in. What I'll do is I'll put it in place. I'll explain something to you. Just let me bring this down. So back here at the panel, a lot of people, their panels fit into this section. So it all fits snug against the wall. So basically all you need to do is scribe in down that side and scribe in along here. The way my panels have been, the way these units have been made, they come back to the edge of the door. So with them coming back to the edge of the door, you have to scribe this section in. So you have to scribe up and round at the back, and then you have to scribe this section at the front. So what I'll do is I'll slide it in place. I just need to move some stuff, but I'll slide it in place and I'll show you what I mean. And then I'll show you, this video is going to be like 2 parts. Reason being, I don't know what I'm doing. And if I spin this round, so you're on a wobbly board at the moment, guys. So I'm not very organised. So I'm trying to see where that's looking. Right, so this section here is the back of a set. Is basically, that's the back of a drawer. Then this is going to be a cupboard. This is the main cupboard, and then we've got a little cupboard back here that you can't see from this angle. So what I'm trying to work out at the moment is, the reason I've got spare material is, what I don't want to do is I don't want to have this open to the back, because if you push anything in, it can fall down the back. So I'm trying to utilize as much space as I can inside the van, but I've also got a lot of stuff to put in the van. So the original plan was, because this is a smaller unit at the back, was to utilize that for the electrics, was to put the electrics. So I need solar controller, charge controllers. It's basically all the Vitron stuff that's going in the van needs to go somewhere. It's not necessarily needs to be accessible all the time, but it has to be somewhere. And I'm sort of thinking this little bit at the back will have the winder for the awning, it'll have the power cable for the hookup, stuff like that. So it's one of them. I'm sort of thinking, well, that's a good place to utilize, or it goes in this bit. So when you open the tambour door at the front, you've got more access to get to stuff. I've never needed to get to stuff. I know you can put stuff in and it can fail, but at the end of the day, to take the unit out to bring it away from the wall isn't going to be a mad thing. Working on the back section, I'll show you shortly, but working on the back section, it's a smaller bit. I'm just thinking that side of the unit is going to be less used than anywhere else. So what I had to do is bring you down. So I had to cut all these were straight backs. So like this, they were all straight backs. So what I've had to do is I've had to cut out for the wheel arch. That then gives me this space. So change of plan regarding, we'll get the hang of this in a minute. I don't want to put it on auto just because I'm trying to show you stuff. So yeah, but excuse me, we've got a change of plan with the gas, only being I don't think I need basically 60 litres of gas underslung. So I'm not going to be doing a great deal of cooking inside the van. It is having a hookup point outside for gas barbecue, but to be honest, it's like I've spoke to people and they've said the smaller bottles, they've just used them. So one section at the back here I'm going to cut out to put a gas locker in. The problem we had then was lithium. At the moment I've got an AGM battery behind the driver's seat, but it's not going to stay there because that's technically where the fridge is going to go. So once I got this unit fitted, I was happy, and I'm not very rarely happy, but just let me move this. I've got it tilted over at the moment, so if I drop that down and I drop you down, so if you look here, this bit is going to come up over here. What I've found out is this gap here on the floor, which is basically from the front of the unit to the back of the unit, from the front of the unit to the back of the unit, gives me enough space to fit my lithium battery. I don't want to put anything under the rib bed, so the rib seat I want to try and keep as open as possible, just because the problem is with a smaller van, when you go away you've got to take everything with you. So to try and maximise on storage, to me, is the best thing. So the plan was, worst case scenario, I did look at putting it under the bonnet, but there's no room on a Vauxhall Vivaro, well, I couldn't see any room on a Vauxhall Vivaro to put a secondary battery, and I didn't want it under the seat, so that fell lucky. I'll try and show you that once I get this unit in a minute. I will try and show you, just basically I'll go through where the camera's set up at the moment. That is potentially where the water heater's going, so I've got to do a bit more juggling around. The priority for me at the moment is to sort this back section. So now I've got the unit scribed in, I need to make a panel to fit in this, to close this basically like this wardrobe section off so nothing falls through. So I need to do that. I'm either going to make a secondary panel in this section, so if I do put the Vitron electrics and everything in that side, it's basically got a void, so all the wires will be run inside the void, and then you'll just see cutouts for where the units are. So that is as far as I've got. I want to try and get this section done. I'm keep looking at different variations. We have got 2 variations of electrics. So I did mention last time that we have got a Sargent unit which could go in. I don't know where, but it technically could go in. I don't like them, I don't like the look of them, and everything else is Vitron. So I'm sort of thinking, forget the Sargent unit and just stick to Vitron. So it just keeps all the outside of the units looking nice, and everything is then contained in a cupboard out the way. And this little locker at the back for me is one of the best options to do. So what I'll do is I'll move you over to one side, and I'll get this into place, and then I'll go through what I'm sort of thinking. If anyone's done it, and if anyone can come up with a better idea than me, then put it in the comments. Like I say, I'm winging this, so it is a case of all the ideas, all the designs I had were for a Vauxhall Vivaro Mercedes Sprinter type of van. This isn't one of them, so everything's getting changed. But I will swap you over, try and give you a better view, and I'll get this in and then we'll go through where we're at. I'll show you the back section, how I've had to scribe that in. I'll show you the little cupboard section and what space I've got. I'll try and find a I've got a light somewhere, and I'll try and find that to show you what I've got in this bit. If I show you here, so this is like the inside of the cupboard. So I have got a trapdoor which then goes underneath, so that will give me access in this small area. That's the inside of that cupboard, so I'm just trying to keep that as open and as free as possible. What I probably will do is put shelves in, I don't know. I just think it gives you more space in that section. And because it's not a big van, space is a premium, isn't it? I've worked on vans where you look at all the units they've got, and then just because people have rushed it or because people have not thought about it long enough, you open one cupboard and your charge control, everything's crammed in today. You open another cupboard, oh, you can't use that cupboard because your battery's in there. It's like, what's the point of having the cupboards if you're then going to take them up with all the units? So I'll swap you around. I'll get this back in place roughly, and then I'll show you what we've got to do next. Right, so let's move you back a little bit. So this is roughly what we've got to. So we've got a drawer there, and we have got a cupboard space here, which has got part of the wheel well in it. So not a great deal of space. What I need to work out is in this section down here, in this section is potentially where the water heater's going. So we need to have a look at that. So we need space. So this cupboard is not got anything, it's not been allocated to anything. This cupboard here, we've got the door on. So this is the one that I'm trying to keep. Just let me see if I can. So this one here is the one that I'm trying to keep as big as possible. So I'm going to put a back across there, and it basically nothing can fall down then. It can't fall down at the bottom. It just makes it neater, and I've got the panel, so I don't know, I might change my mind on that one. The jury's out. This is why this is going to be done in two parts, because the first part was to get it scribed in to this position, and then we can see what we've got, and then the second part is going to be how we're going to finish what are we going to do to get the electrics in. this section here, we have got a section that's scribed. So this now has got to be scribed all the way in at the back. So that will literally fit right back against that edge, but come up to the same height as this. What I am going to do with this one is I'm going to block the back of them off, just because one, I'm going to put electrics on this side, so blocking that back section off, it literally hides the wiring. Also, it stops anything falling through. So if you put anything in this shelf, it stops anything falling through. I'm not decided yet. I might have a display screen on this top bit, so you're not going to utilise that. So it's one of them. I'm still undecided. It's cost, isn't it? So yeah. So that's the next section for me to get scribed in. I've got to scribe that in to fit in there and go all the way back to this panel. So then it's get me a big sheet of material, cut a back for this and cut a back for the main wardrobe section. And then I need to decide what I'm doing at the back. So I will spin you round and take you back there. So it's a bit bright, you might be able to see. So this unit actually fits back to there and then goes all the way down, and it's scribed in to fit in properly. This is the one that I scribed and didn't show you. This then is the little cupboard, which I'm thinking of putting the just full of panel light and everything. So yeah, I'm just thinking of actually putting that section there as the electrics, and then that will close. It is going to have a shower point on this section for the outdoor shower. This section here then is going to be opened up for the gas locker, and if I can do it, just bear with me one sec. So yeah, this section here, which is inside the wardrobe, as you can see down there, we've got the trap door. That then gives me, a bit awkward to see, but that then gives me enough space to put the lithium battery down there. So is get rid of that. That means that can be accessible if need be. You don't really need to get to it all the time. Build a panel across this back section, yeah, and then down here at the front is where the water heater is probably going to go. So that's what we've got. So this corner here, as I said, will be cut out and the gas locker put in. I don't want the sergeant unit on this edge. That's the thing, I don't want that. I'm not a big lover of, I like excuse me, I like things to look right, even though you won't think it looking at the van at the moment. Yeah, I just like things to look a certain way. So that's where we're going. I need to trim this, so I basically need to do, as I've done on that side, is put the suede on. I have got it now, that has turned up, so I'm going to do that, and then it just means that once I scribe this unit in, I can fix this unit. I am probably going to build a unit above the door here, so to go from one side to the next. Just bear with me one second. guys. So I'm back. So what I was saying is, I am thinking of building a unit across here. Just basically, it's like if I can get like a little shelf system, then that'll be good. More than anything, it's just put a couple of speakers in, just so I've got a couple of speakers at the back. Other than that, it's probably put a speaker in the side here and a speaker in the side panel on that side. So yeah, that's it. As you can see, the weather is beautiful. So we've got good weather. So today is, try and have a look. So today is to scribe this panel in. This little one is to get this one, get that one scribed in so it fits snug. And then what I need to do then is I will then need to cut a back panel for inside there, cut a smaller back panel for that piece I've just showed you there, and I'm also going to cut a panel for inside that little locker on that side, and I'm going to scribe that into the side of the van so it'll fit on the inside of this perfect, and then it'll be scribed onto the inside of the van. Once I've got that done, and then once I know exactly how big it needs to be, I can then I can cover it in tape and I can mark out what's got to go in, because we've got to put the, like I said, Vitron controllers. So all the controllers and all the shunts and everything else that are going in, I can space them out, and I can space them all out, sort all the wiring out, and then we can start getting the wired through to that, like I say, little fuse box, little fuse. I'm definitely going more towards the line of, my camera seems twisted, but I'm definitely going more towards the line of just having a separate fuse and separate charger and electric hookup and things like that. I know the Sergeant has got everything. The Sergeant's got everything built in. It's just, where do I put it? If I put it here, it's going to take up 90% of that little locker at the back, whereas doing it with separate individual items, it's only going to take up about 3 inches of space at that. Might not even be 3 inches of space. So that's the thing, I'm trying to utilize as much space as possible. And yeah, things change, don't they? It was like the Sergeant was probably going to go on that section, but it's then taking up space inside this wardrobe, and because we've got the little unit that fits in here, it won't go. I could put it on that unit, so that's a thought. I could put it in here because it is a vertical one, so I could technically fit it in this side, and where they're boxed off at the back, it's hidden there, so that's a possibility. I didn't even think of that. So this is why the van's taking longer, because it's like, I just have a look how different people do things and I think, not sure about that. So yeah, but I might have a look at that. I might get the Sergeant unit out and see if it will fit in there, because there it's out the way, isn't it? It's literally all the electrics are hidden. They're not taking up any space in these. I've got enough wires on the electrics to reach through to that, and if you do need to switch, if you have got fuses gone and everything, it's easier while you're sat in the van to access the fuses there than it is in the back locker. But it's just a case of, I suppose if it's raining outside, you don't want to be stood outside. So yeah, that's it. So it's a bit of a mismatch one today. It's probably only going to be a short one. What I might do is I went to Madeira, so I love walking and I've not done enough of it this year, so I decided that I'd go to Madeira. There was 2 main walks that I wanted to do, and then just basically try and relax and try and get in as much walking as possible. So what I did is I decided to go early just because of the temperature. I didn't fancy going when it was 30 degrees and 80-90% humidity. So yeah, we had a week there, and since being back we're busy, work's took off. So it's always the case, isn't it? It's a case of when I haven't got time, I've got the money to do stuff. When I've got the time, I haven't got the money to do the stuff, or it's I'm waiting on stuff to turn up. We've pretty much got everything now. It's just me taking time out now to start scribing units in and working things out. So now I've got this main section put where I want it. I can then cut the back panels, I can cut the panels for that, and I'm definitely gonna make a template of the Sergeant and see if it will fit in that space. If it'll fit in there, that is perfect. I might use it. It just saves buying another charger, because it's got a charger built in, and it just means doing the electric hookup is a lot easier, and yeah, it takes up less space. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys, and it's not a very good video. What I will do is I'll just put a little snippet of what I was up to while I was away. No, I wasn't on remand, as some people, it's like, people always say you've got one of them faces, like, yeah, it's usually on Crime Watch, but no, not this time. I was, when I said I've been away, it's for recreational purposes. So yeah, hopefully I will get this edited today and put it out there. And then tomorrow is bank holiday. So tomorrow, so this is how, let's say, this is really last minute video. So yeah, tomorrow's bank holiday, or it might go out tomorrow, I'm not sure. Depends how my computer's think. If my computer's working as well as I am, then yeah, it'll probably be in about 3 weeks. So yeah, we'll sort that out. I'll get the video done. I'm looking all the time as to what needs to get done. I'm just looking, it's like wires can start going up there, wires in there. So yeah, sorry for the delay. Sorry I've not done a video sooner, but life gets in the way, don't it? The van should have been finished for springs now. Yeah, we're going more towards summer, but it's cost of stuff. The rib bed, someone said that they had a rib bed to match the fabric in the front of the Vivaro. When I went, it was not this Vivaro. Someone else had a rib bed, and that was VW pattern. So I've been on to Rib saying the time scale to get one is massive. So what I'm thinking of is, there's a couple of places that have just got a plain black material, so I'm thinking of going one of them. They have got one in stock. It's in Cornwall yet again. Everything I want is in Cornwall. Everything I want's a million miles away. So yeah, but that's where we're at. So hopefully this week, I'm not sure what the weather's like this week, but I'm sort of planning, I'm working local, which means I get back early, so I'm sort of planning on trying to get a couple of things done today, try and get a couple of things done tomorrow, and then because it's staying later, I can hopefully get some stuff done in the evening. So yeah, that's it, guys. Short video, but just to let you know what's happening. The units will be getting done in 2 sections. So yeah, that's where we're at. We haven't given up on it. We're still going. It's still driving me nuts. I'm still changing my mind every 2 minutes. But yeah, have a great weekend, whatever you're doing, and thanks very much for subscribing. Subscribers are still creeping up. Thank you so much, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers, guys. Bye bye for now.